Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Lone Vic and today I am doing a run through the tutorial scenario of Skyrim, the adventure board game for you guys. So I will be following the tutorial mission from the scenario book with my commentaries and some mentions about the rules and explaining how to play the game, and hopefully this will help you get into the game and see how it flows and maybe learn the rules and absorb them a bit better. If you like what I'm doing here on my channel, if you'd like to support and help me grow the channel more, the like button is below the video. Also, you will find a subscribe and notification bell to ring if you want to be notified about new videos on my channel. And if you feel like it, the link in the description to this video can enable you to buy me a cup of coffee. And now I've got the whole game set up right now for the tutorial, so let's kick it off. So the tutorial mission starts with Moiva Karnai, a servant of two masters. She obeys the commands of the Talmor, the armed forces of the Aldmeri Dominion, and acts as their hands in Skyrim. But she also obeys me. For now, our goals are aligned, but how long will that last? So this is a mysterious beginning of the scenario, and as you can see, I've got my Khajiit. The scenario told me to equip my Khajiit with an iron dagger and a hide armor, so not the standard equipment that you get in the beginning of the game, which is usually ragged robes and fists or claws for a Khajiit. I've got all the tutorial cards here. My Khajiit starts in Whiterun, and let's see where this gets us. I also have a main quest called The Words of the Daedra. My little pawn, you are living a busy life, agent for the Thalmor and more importantly for me. Now do my bidding. I want this place empty. The reasons? You need no reasons. Which means that I need to place my quest marker in a mine in the region of Whiterun, which is over here. And if I reach the cave, it's a cave, not a mine. If I reach the mine, I will read the rest of the quest, and the objective is clearing one dungeon of this level. So this is my personal quest for now. Okay, remember that failing a main quest like this can have negative consequences in the future. The reverse gives me all the consequences that I can have, but I won't be peeking over there. But the first round of the game starts with drawing an event card. So let's do this right now. And the event card is a world quest, Troll Threat. Someone disturbed a group of trolls. They are now on a rampage. And the rampage happens in a mine in Hjalmarch. So Hjalmarch is over here, and the mine is over here. So I will place the marker here, and I place the world quest over here. There is also one threat symbol on the event card, so I need a threat token representing the chaos in the world, and I can place this threat token either on any stronghold or on any card that has a number in the top left corner that says that it can take some threat tokens. And I will place it on this world quest right now because the limit over there is 2, so this threat token doesn't threaten me in any way. And now, after I've resolved the event, my Khajiit will move in this first turn. So the movement is 4 spaces along the roads, or I can travel by carriage from stronghold to stronghold by paying money, but I have no money. So let's move. And since my main quest is so close to me, let's move over here. So this is my move action done, and during the action phase, I can choose to explore the dungeon, to do the quest. If I was in a stronghold, I could visit the market as well. If I was in the wilderness or town, I would be using those decks of cards to see what event happened over there. But right now, since I'm exploring the location with my quest, I'll be fulfilling my quest. So the objective is clear one dungeon in a cave. So in a normal game, you would look right now to the dungeon reference card with the dungeon challenges and see what enemies lurk in a cave dungeon right now. But the tutorial mission tells me to draw a mud crab and a bear from the animal deck dungeon. So this is what I'll do right now. So we have a mud crab, and the second encounter will be a bear. So since I'm not fighting them together but separately, I will place the bear face down for now. And the mud crab has 2 of heavy armor, and this is what I start with. Before the combat, I can decide to sneak up on the mud crab, and the result for a sneak is just 1 circular icon on the dice. So I will do it right now because my Khajiit is very well equipped for sneaking. Now, the Iron Dagger, as you can see, has a sneak 1 and damage 2, so I would double the damage from my sneaking if I manage to sneak up on my opponent. I've got a sneak 1 on my hide armor, and remember that you cannot sneak if you are wearing heavy armors, and I can use my night vision to sneak as well. So I will pay 1 health to use my night vision right now as a skill, so that gives me a sneak of 1. I have sneak 1 and 1 here, that's 3, plus 3 basic dice, that gives me 6 dice for a sneak test where I need only 1 circular success. Let's roll. And as you can see, I've got 4 successes, which is brilliant. I managed to sneak up on the mud crab. And now, because I managed to sneak up, I can select any of the attack skills from my Iron Dagger, and I do not need to perform a test in order for it to hit. This is the result of the sneaking action. So I will choose the stab action because it has a pretty difficult test as well, but deals 2 damage. I will pay 1 stamina for the stab action. There we go. And since I snuck up on my enemy, I do not need to perform a test for the triangular icon. I hit the crab for 2 light damage, doubled by the sneak effect, so 4 light damage against the mud crab. Now, the mud crab has armor only against heavy attacks, so my light attack basically goes in full against the mud crab, which means that he loses all his armor and he is now dead. And I receive 1 experience point as a reward. There we go. The crab goes to the discard pile, and then the second encounter gets flipped, which is a bear. My stamina and magicka is being reset, but not my health. If I wanted to refresh my health between combats in 1 dungeon exploration, in this case, I would need to pay plants for that, but I don't want to do it. And the bear has 4 light armor. So I will take a yellow light armor token and place it on the 4th space. Now, this is a tougher foe, but we again can start by sneaking up. And I can't use night vision anymore because I used it already once per turn against the mud crab. So I've got 1, 2 from my weapons. That means that I've got 5 dice for sneaking. But the bear has a sneak of 3 circular icons. Let's see if I can sneak up on the bear. And this is a success. Now, the tutorial tells me that I should fail this in order to see what happens, so let's do it as they want. So right now, I will fail the sneak test in order to see what's going on. But if I succeeded, I would be able to attack the bear for 4 light damage, which he would mitigate with his armor, and he would get 1 damage anyways, because that's always what happens even if they mitigate the attack. So I would at least drop 1 point from the bear. But now I failed the sneak test because the tutorial asks us for this, and the bear right now wakes up and attacks. So I would roll the enemy die right now, and the result tells me which attack the bear uses against me. So for now, the tutorial asks me to use the axe icon, so this is what I will do. So the bear will crush Moiva with 2 heavy damage. And I have my armor, which only protects me against light damage, so this 2 heavy damage has to be taken by me in full. So I can afford to do this, so I will lose 1, 2 health. And now I will choose my attack from the Iron Dagger, and I will use the stab attack. So I pay for 1 stamina, and I have to perform a test. I don't have the one-handed proficiency, which would add me an additional die to this test, So I have only 3 dice to use and I need 1 triangular success. No successes as you can see, but I can push by spending another stamina in order to roll an additional die. And now the tutorial asks us to, well, do what I did. So roll a triangle. So this is a success after pushing, and I stab the bear for 2 light damage. The bear has 4 light armor, so the armor soaks in everything, but that means that at least 1 damage is dealt. So there is always 1 point, even if the armor protects against everything. And this ends the combat round. And now the new round starts, but I can't sneak anymore because this is a one-time thing in the beginning, so we roll for the bear. And the bear rolls the skull icon, which means that he will try to maul us for 3 heavy damage. And this 3 heavy damage would, well, basically be very close to fatal for me, so I don't want to do it right now. So what I will do is I will pay the stamina in order to dodge. So I pay 1 stamina and I can dodge using 3 dice, and I need 1 circular success. And there you go, I've got successes, so I dodge the attack completely. But this means that I cannot perform my own attack in this turn. And normally we would be playing another round of combat and then another round of combat until the bear is dead. But the tutorial asks us to speed it up, so it says that we've killed the bear right now, and I get 1 XP, and I get a choice of 1 of those 2 rewards. So either a gear from the B deck, or so the basic deck, or 1 plant. So I will grab my 1 XP and I will grab my 1 plant right now. There you go. 1 plant and 1 XP, and the combat is done. Now, also, I have completed a dungeon. So, because, well, this was the requirement of the quest. But every time a dungeon is completed, the player with the killing blow gains a basic treasure. And in the game, you would draw this basic treasure randomly from the deck, but the tutorial asks us to find the Jester's gloves and place it in the trinket slot of my character. So this is what I will do right now. As you can see, the enchanting cost is 4 crystals, it is a value of 3, and it has a sneak 1. So my character is getting more and more sneaky. And now, since I've delved into the cave dungeon, which was the objective of the quest, and I succeeded, I flip the card and I read the success effect. While leaving the cave, I get the feeling that will not be the last bear I will face, and I gain 3 XP. There we go. That night, I find a note from the Talmor under the door. Dangerous criminals have been spotted in Skyrim. Use your contacts to capture them. Find their names on the back payment as usual. You are my pawn. I'm tired of these Altmer. Ignore their request. That's an order. And I'm faced with 2 options right now. I can either say that I can't ignore the Talmor, or I'd better obey the Daedric Prince. And whatever happens, I draw an additional card from the numbered deck, so from the box with the numbered cards, and it's a card with T6 for option 1 or T7 for option 2. And if by any chance the numbered cards weren't available in the deck because they were already used, you draw the next consecutive numbered card that's available. But the narrative for the tutorial asks me to not ignore the Thalmor and draw the T6. So I will discard this as a completed quest, and you can keep those completed quests next to your character board so to follow the story basically, and I will take the T6 quest. So the list. I have some contacts in Windhelm who owe me some favors. Time to get even. And now I can move my marker with my quest to Windhelm, which is over here. And if I get to Windhelm, I will have a test to convince the guard by rolling a speech skill test, and we'll see what happens then. So this is my new quest right now. I can't level up after the action phase because I don't have 7 XP, so now the round ends. If it was a multiplayer game, I would pass the first player token to the next player and on to round 2. Okay, so the second game turn starts with an event again, and this time is excess wares. This is an active event. Recent economic activities had an impact on the amount of raw material available. When exploring wilderness or towns, gain an additional resource, but it also has a threat symbol on the card. So I place this active event over here, so whenever I delve into wilderness and towns to explore, it will be more beneficial for me. But now I also have to distribute a new threat token anywhere I can place it. So I can't place it on the main quests because there is no number in the corner that symbolizes that I would be able to fit a threat token there. If I put it on the world quest, it will be automatically failed, and I don't want that, I think. So I think that I will block out a market, so make one of those strongholds unstable, and I'm going in the direction of Windhelm, and the cave is over there. Solitude is very far, and Markarth is very far and not on my way. I think I will close the Solitude market. So Solitude is now unstable, and markets over there are inaccessible. So now, benefiting from the excess wares, let's see what the tutorial has in store for us. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the movement phase. Let's go to Valkyrie. And now there are many things that you can do in a stronghold. You can visit the market to craft, purchase, sell, or upgrade or enchant your items. And you can explore the area to meet interesting people and so forth and so on. And since the Khajiit is a very social person, we'll mingle with the locals a bit, and let's draw an exploration card. So I'm exploring, and because I'm exploring, I will also get an additional resource, and the tutorial asks me to take a plant again. So I've got 4 plants right now, and this pickpocketing skill kind of was lying there from my previous video that I was recording. Sorry about that. This character is not leveled at all. I just saw it. So I got the additional component from the effect, and let's draw an exploration card for the town from Falkreath. And the tutorial asks me to find a card called Narins. There we go. So this is my encounter for Falkreath. Help you out with some criminal? Of course, give me a hand with this project first. Gain 1 resource. So sometimes those encounters will give you a resource like flat out. So let's grab an additional plant. They might be most helpful when it comes to healing later on. And now, as you can see, we have a test for crafting a sturdy chain. And this is a test for smithing, which I don't have as an ability, so I will be rolling only 3 dice, but I can push using my plants. So as you can see, I need 2 success results from those 3 dice. Let's see. And this is basically no successes. So let's start pushing. I'll pay 1 plant in order to reroll 1 of the dice. I will pay another plant. And finally, I will pay 1 more. And I have the 2 successes needed to help Nerys with crafting a sturdy chain. So my success gives me 2 coins and 2 soul gems. That's the first reward I will get. And also, this means that if my help to Nerys was successful, I have 2 options. I can take Nerys' personal quest, and if so, I have to remove this card from this deck so that nobody else will be able to encounter Nerys anymore, or I would place the Nerys card on the city discard deck so that she may appear later in the game. But I will remove her from the game and take the T8 personal quest. So this is a ruinous trap. Nerys leads me to a ruin not far from Windhelm. So I will place my personal quest in Eastmark Dwemer location. So I add this to my quests. I take my personal quest marker. Eastmark is over here, and I basically have 2 Dwemer locations, so I will place the quest over here. And remember, you can only have up to 2 personal quests at any point in the game. So this is a main quest, and this is a personal quest. So they're different. So I have 1 personal quest, I could have 1 more. So right now, we're still in Falkreath, and I did an action. We explored, and I can still visit the market in Falkreath. And I've just obtained 2 crystals. And my iron dagger says that I can upgrade it using 2 crystals. So this is what I'm going to do right now. So I will spend the 2 crystal components from my character board, and I would draw 1 top card from the enchantment deck in order to upgrade this dagger of mine, and I could push to draw more cards by paying an additional crystal for every other card, but the tutorial asks me to find a specific enchantment, which is the Muffle enchantment, giving me yet an additional sneak, so I will be almost invisible very soon, and this is what I upgrade my dagger with. And right now, this is the end of the second round. I did a market action. I didn't want to sell or buy anything yet. I just upgraded my dagger. I did an exploration, and let's move on. So let's start with another event in the third round, and this is the Daedric influence. A Daedric prince is forcing the will on Skyrim. Add 1 threat to each quest. This is an immediate, instant event, so it gets discarded. But this unfortunately means that I need to add 1 to each quest. So my personal quest can hold 4, which is okay right now. However, the world quest that I forgot to do, because it's over here, will have 2 threats right now, which means that it is failed. So I'm cleaning up this failed world quest, and I have to place a troll token on any wilderness space, and I discard this event. So I will take a troll token, as you can see, but it has a 367 and 368, so different numbers on both sides, which means an easier or a more difficult encounter. And if you have an enemy token with different numbers on both sides, when you're placing it on the board, you have to flip it and place it with the side it lands on. And I will place it somewhere far away from me and my personal quests, so I will place it somewhere here in the reach where it won't get me too soon. Now it's time to move, and I will move 4 spaces right now to my personal quest in Eastmark. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So my personal quest says that we reach one of the main chambers, and Nerines shows me the trap she is preparing. I need help lifting this, so I can hang it on that hook. And the objective is to lift the cage, which means that I'm rolling for my stamina. And after combat, those markers should be reset already. So I'll be rolling a test for my stamina, which I have 5 of, so I'm taking 5 dice right now. So the difficulty is 3 triangles, so it's not the easiest one, but I can push using plants, so it is possible to pass this test. And well, the tutorial tells us to fail this quest purposefully, but let's see if I will fail it as is. So I roll 5 dice, and I've got 3 triangles, so that means that I've succeeded without even pushing. So let's make it a bit different from the tutorial right now, and let's see what the success is. The cage is heavy, but thanks to a lever I managed to raise it to the correct height, and I would gain 4 XP. If I failed, the cage is too heavy for me. We managed to attach it to the hook, but it seems unstable and almost dangerous, and I would have to place 1 threat, but I wouldn't be able to place 1 threat on this quest, so it would have to go on one of the strongholds right now. But I will take the 4 XP from the quest, because this sounds brilliant. However, I already have 5 XP on my character, so I would only be able to take 2 XP, so the 2 superfluous ones would be wasted. And right now, I would have to level up at the end of this turn because, well, I've got the XP. So let's take a look at what I can do right now. I can even strengthen my sneaking more, or I can go back to the pickpocketing, which I will do. So I will pay 7 XP for pickpocketing, and I will increase my health by 1. So that's 7 XP spent on the leveling process. And that's the end of the third turn. I did my personal quest, I did a level up, and let's see where the last round of the tutorial takes us. So this marker is out because I've finished my personal quest, and now we draw another event. which is perfect weather, and it's an active event. The mild temperature lifts the spirits and makes every task easier. Once per game turn, gain 1 die when rolling a skill test. So this is the new active event, which means that excess wares is going to the discard pile. And now, well, this will help with the test. So I will move right now to the main quest, 1, 2, 3, into Windhelm, and let's read. I enter Candlereath Hall and approach one of the guards off duty. He listens to me while I explain the situation. So I roll 3 dice, and if I have speech, I roll an additional 1. But because of good weather, any skill test has an additional die, so I start with rolling 4. I don't have speech, so I won't have an additional die, and I can push with coins. So let's see if I can pass a test with 2 circular icons. No problems. I did it, I turn it over, and he agrees to honor my request. He also seems eager to do what I ask. I give him the list, and I gain 3 XP, which I won't add right now because this is the end of the game. The list the Talmor gave me is long. I will have to use most of my contacts to fulfill the Talmor's request. My little pawn, you disappoint me. You chose a different master. Maybe it's time I find myself a new pawn. And this is the end of the tutorial. I finished the main quest. I finished a personal quest successfully. I failed a world quest, as you could see, and you could see the consequence, and solitude is an unstable state because of my actions. Okay guys, this is the end of the video. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions about what happened here on the table, or if you have any questions about the rules, or anything about Skyrim the game, feel free to use the comment section for that. For now, thank you for watching. My name was Lone Vic. This was the tutorial mission for Skyrim, or tutorial scenario for Skyrim the Adventure board game. If you want to support my channel or to help it grow, you know where the like button is under the video. There is a subscribe and notification bell as well if you want to be notified about new videos coming on my channel regularly. And in the description to the video, you can find the link if you want to buy me a cup of coffee. For now, thank you for being here with me and watching the video, and I will see you back here on my channel soon. Hopefully, have a great day. Bye bye.